Good morning, YouTube. It is Simple here with another morning video. Going home from work. Ignore the trash bags. That's laundry. I gotta do that sometime today. In fact, actually, that was laundry that was cleaned yesterday. Last night. But right before I left for work, my wife went down to get all the laundry out of the dryer. And somewhere between her turning on the dryer and coming back to the apartment and then going to collect the laundry, the dryer is shut off because my apartment complex sucks. I hate that place. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I am paying way too much for a freaking shithole that hardly and barely ever accommodates me the way I want it to. I'm not a hard person to please, but holy fucking shit. I figured $725 would go a lot further than where I'm living right now. Anyways, enough of that rant. Now that you guys know that my fucking apartment complex sucks, but it does. But actually, no, the rant that I want to go on today, I've already done that. Done the rant on Facebook, but I'm gonna proceed to go on it again through video, and hopefully I can hold my thoughts together enough. I am running on 5 hours of sleep through the past 2 days, so I am a little spacey and a little, very dyslexic actually today. I don't know what the hell my problem is. I guess it's just because I haven't talked for the past 8 hours. I've just been running a machine and focusing on staying awake for so damn long that I just forgot how to talk. Which, great, I get to relearn this today. Anyways, the rant I want to go on is, there was a post I shared on Facebook about, it was Bernie Sanders saying something about how in none of the 50 states can you find somebody that is working a minimum wage job and be able to afford an apartment. That is false. But yet, I still had people that tried to argue that with me. That it is impossible to live off a minimum wage job. False. It is false. Simply because, you know, most of the people that were trying to make this argument have a family of their own. They don't work. Or whatever the hell it is. They had kids. Okay. So, all in all, I know what this argument entails. It entails trying to raise the minimum wage up to, what the fuck do they want? $15 an hour? Yeah. Yeah, you can eat it. You're not getting $15 an hour to fuck up my order at McDonald's. Sorry. I don't know how, like, there was 1 week solid, I went to, like, 4 different freaking fast food joints. Different. Like, it wasn't the same exact store. It was either, it was like 2-3 different McDonald's, a Taco Bell, and like one other place. Every single one of them, didn't matter what time of day it was, fucked up my order. They completely botched it. They either forgot to give me something, gave me the wrong thing, or what they did give me was completely correct, except for how it was made. The quality of it was absolutely piss poor. Now, I do not expect much from a fast food joint. Like, I'm there because I'm hungry and it's cheap food. You know, I don't expect the best. But at the same time, I know there is a certain way you're supposed to make it. And what I'm getting to is I went to a Taco Bell here in Knoxville, and I ordered my usual, which is a number 2 large, which is a double XL burrito, you know, chicken or beef, whatever. I normally always forget to say chicken, but normally I get chicken. This time I forgot to say chicken once again. But I get chicken, and then I get a chicken quesadilla with a Crunchwrap Supreme. Yes, I know, I'm a fat ass. I could sit there and eat that all in one sitting. It's fantastic. It's like a Thanksgiving meal from freaking Taco Bell that costs like $10. Anyways, so I ordered that, and I take it home and everything like that. Freaking, now, I don't know what the hell it was. Like, these people put like absolutely no effort into making it. Like, it takes minimum effort because it's a minimum wage job, but nonetheless, they didn't even put the minimum effort into it. They put below that. The Crunchwrap Supreme I got was basically a crunchy taco wrapped in a frickin' tortilla. Like, there was barely any meat, cheese, lettuce, anything. Like, I figured if they were gonna skimp out on something, they would at least load it up with frickin' lettuce to make it look good. But no, like, it was a flat disc. I might as well have been chewing on a frickin' CD tape. CD. Like I told you, 5 hours of sleep. Bear with me. Anyways, the quesadilla, all the chicken was on one slice, and there was like barely any cheese or any sauce inside of it, or anything for that matter. It was literally like tortilla with dry ass chicken on it. And I was like, well, this is just fantastic. Literally the only thing they didn't fuck up was my drink and the freaking crunchy taco that comes with the number 2. Because the double XL burrito literally was just nothing but beans and rice. Like, they know I ordered it, that's what I paid for. There's a little bit of beef in there, but like, they just smothered it with beans. That's all they did. They just filled it up with beans. It was very disappointing. I was pissed off. So I said the hell with it, you know, whatever. I threw whatever the hell I had left over. I was like, well, fucking, I'm never going there ever again. But nonetheless, yeah, it was just an awful experience. But back to what I was talking about earlier, getting sidetracked, that comes with being tired. Freaking, you know, this is obviously an argument trying to raise minimum wage up to $15 an hour so you can have a more livable income. Yes and no. Yes, you know, $15 an hour is livable somewhat. I mean, I make $15 an hour. I have my wife and 2 kids, and we barely make it in most cases. Like, barely. We have a 2-bedroom apartment. It's nothing fancy. I'm paying $725 a month for it. Freaking, I got my car payment, you know, for this brand new fucking thing. Oh wow, my engine light finally turned off. Anyways, freaking, got my car payment, got phone bill, got electric, got water, got my wife has child support that she's got to pay. I also have some loans I got to pay off. I actually inquired another fucking loan under my name, and I got to pay for that too. But that one should be a lot easier to take care of than most of my other loans. It'll be at least cheaper. But freaking, I got all that, and literally, like, last week I had to miss a day and a half of work, and I looked at my paycheck. It is half of what it usually is. I work 7 days a week, so I mean, most of my money is made Saturday and Sunday. Like, Saturday I get paid time and a half, Sunday I get paid double time. But with that being said, on a 40-hour week, I make probably about $400 a week. Yeah, $400 or $500 a week. So for a family of 4, you know, that's $100 per person. But it's $100 per person. Freaking, let's see, that's $100 per person. That's 4 months, so that's $400 that you get per person. Cool, whatever. All right, but me, I have the most that I gotta pay for because, like I said, I got my car, I got my insurance on my car, I got freaking my electric bill, I got the rent, I got this, I got that, I got this. So, nonetheless, it dwindles down pretty, you know, pretty rapidly throughout the month. Trying to survive off of literally $15 an hour. But if they were to jack up minimum wage to $15 an hour, here's what would happen. The product of the labor that, you know, you just freaking made. This is the lack of sleep again. Give me a minute. Let me fucking figure out my brain. The product that labor produces for $15 an hour now would cost more. sell. And on top of that, if you raise minimum wage to $15 an hour, you got to raise everybody else's pay that has moved on up and gets paid more than minimum wage. Me, I would be making minimum wage, working a freaking level 5 job, level 5 out of 6 job at the plant I work at, with 6 years of with a 6-year career there. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. But nonetheless, so okay, well, let's see. Minimum wage is what, $7.50, $7.25, something like that. I don't know. I haven't had a minimum wage job since freaking high school, and that's because, you know, I went where the money was. I didn't want to stay at Papa Murphy's. Like, if I got paid $15 an hour to work at Papa Murphy's and that wasn't minimum wage, that was just how much I made after I've worked there for so long, that would be the freaking bee's knees, because I loved working at Papa Murphy's. Like, it wasn't a hard job. It was very easy. But is it worth $15 an hour? Fuck no. Hell no. It is not worth $15 an hour. That job is easily a minimum wage job. It is stupid simple, stupid easy. All you gotta do is just be nice to people and make pizzas. You don't even have to freaking cook them. You just put the toppings on them and send them on their way. Cool. Whatever. But, you know, so, say minimum wage is $7.50. If you raise it up to $15 an hour, that means you've raised it by 100%. You have doubled it. So if you raise minimum wage by 100%, that means you would have to raise everybody else's pay. And chances are, just to make the playing grounds even, raise everybody else's pay to 100%. This is, just my thought process with this all. While I was sitting there at work, freaking mindlessly walking in a circle, trying not to fall asleep. But if you raise minimum wage 100%, then you got to raise everybody else's pay 100%. So that means if my job had a minimum wage, well, if the minimum wage at my job was $7.50 an hour, then that person that was making $7.50 an hour for like the shittiest job there because, they just got there, is now making what I make with me being there for 6 years and, have moved up the chain and everything like that. My pay would have to go up also. So my pay would go up to what? A little over $30 an hour, which that would be freaking ridiculous. But at the same time, that means our product that we produce is more expensive to other companies that purchase it. It would have to be because, for them to be able to keep up with, keep a balance with our pay and, what we produce and how much we get back for it, so that way they can pay us, they would have to raise the price of the product, which, that's understandable. But then you got to think back to other businesses as well. Actual businesses that do have do go by the minimum wage, the national minimum wage standard, which is $7.50 an hour. McDonald's, the whole fucking menu would go up. Fucking the dollar menu would probably be the $10 menu now. Fucking it went up 100%. Well, maybe it might be like a $3 menu, but still, I like being able to go to McDonald's and spend like $4 and be able to, eat like a champ. Come on, let's keep it that way. But nonetheless, those products would go up. Freaking store products would go up. Your produce and everything like that, because they got to pay the workers that ship and pack all this more, because the bottom feeders that didn't, that are working a job just to have a income, no matter what the income is now making $15 an hour. The product has to go up in price, so that way the company can still make money and still be able to pay their workers, the new pay scale, if you will. So, with all that being said, like, literally all you would do is, when you raise the pay to $15 an hour, nationwide, is you would inflate prices to where it is literally exactly the same, if not worse, than what it is right now. Like, everything would have to go up. Taxes, prices, gas would go up, freaking, just all kinds of stuff would just go up in price, skyrocket in price, and you would either be about where you are right now, working a minimum wage job and trying to survive off of it, or you would be worse off than you were before. Like, and on top of that, him saying that, a minimum wage job can't afford an apartment. Bullshit. If you were single, and you needed to find a place to live, there are studio apartments. Studio apartments are relatively cheap. They're nothing fancy. They're not the, best bachelor pad in the world, but hey, it's a roof over your head with a kitchen and a toilet, okay? That's all you freaking need to get by in life. And if that's all you're working for is a minimum wage job, then yes, that's all you're going to be able to afford is the minimum, living standard, which would be a studio apartment. And, fuck, I mean, if I was single, even making $15 an hour right now, I would probably either have a one-bedroom apartment or a studio apartment. I mean, jeez, those things are cheap. They're stupid cheap. And that was the argument that one of my friends was trying to make, I can't find any apartments under $750. No, like, look, go around and look. You can find studio apartments, one-bedroom apartments for around, $500-600 a month. Shit, I was able to find a 2-bedroom townhouse apartment for $650 a month. I couldn't apply there because when I tried to, I sent in my application. My wife had to fill out an application, and because of her credit history, they denied us. Fine, I accept that. It's the life that I gave myself. But nonetheless, if you're single and everything like that, a minimum wage job is not that bad. You can make it off that. But nonetheless, if you're going to sit there and bitch and moan about a job that pays minimum wage, because they don't expect, they expect the best from you, but at the same time, you're doing a minimum service to the community. Like, you're not really doing much for anyone. I mean, let's be realistic here. Like, what you're producing is comfort food. Congratulations. Or, you work at a cash register, you stand in one spot, be nice to customers, smile every now and again, and whoop-de-doo, you end your day at work, go home, and, freaking do whatever. But, God, I hate trying to do these videos on, like, no sleep. I am sorry. If there is anybody that ever watches my shit, and you see this video, do note that if some of the shit that I say makes no sense whatsoever, I apologize. I can tell you right now, if I got a full, 8 hours of sleep, it would not be this bad. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. I mean, for me, yes, I worked a minimum wage job when I was in high school. I worked at Papa Murphy's for $7.50 an hour. I quit Papa Murphy's after 6 months of working there, I think I was either a shift leader or a supervisor. I can't remember the correct term for it, but nonetheless, I climbed the pay scale, but they never gave me a pay raise. Like, after a couple months there, you're supposed to get like a 25, 50 cent raise. What the fuck you do? But after I got my new position, I was supposed to get like a 75, 80 cent raise, which, ain't all that bad. I mean, it would have brought me above $8 an hour, which wouldn't have been too bad, once again, for a minimum expectation job. But nonetheless, that never happened. And then I got my job at Cooper Container, which paid like $2 more an hour, and I worked there for 6 months, making cardboard boxes. And then I left there and started working at Exity, where I work now. And I started out at like $9.50, like $9.50, $10 an hour. And, you know, if you're there long enough, your pay does go up. If you try, you know, you excel, you know, you prove yourself that you're a hard worker, you can move up in position. But nonetheless, you know, all these people that are sitting there expecting minimum wage to jump up just because they can't fucking, you know, live that way. Get off your lazy fucking ass. Like, you can't just sit there at McDonald's and expect to make it. Go find another job. The only way you're going to get a raise such as that is that drastic, and, you know, be able to live comfortably, is if you go out and find a better job, or you move up your freaking chain. You know, you get promoted, or you move a different position that pays more. I mean, for me, I hope Exity's not it for me. I really hope so. I still try. Granted, it is really hard around this area to find a job that pays more than $15 an hour starting off. But I've been trying, you know, looking at other places and everything like that. Really, the only good shot that I have is the post office, because apparently they start out at $20 an hour, which that would be great. But I also hear a lot of bad things about the post office, and that's a whole different story in itself. But nonetheless, freaking, you know, the job I work is definitely worth $15 an hour. Like, hands down, you know. The job I work, with how many years I have there, yeah, $15 an hour, I'm not going to argue that. You know, would I like more? Oh, yeah, who doesn't want more money? Am I going to expect them to hand it to me just because my living situation doesn't, you know, meet up with how much I make? No. Like, it's either you live within your standard with how much you make, or you freaking nut up, shut up, and go find a better job so you can live a better, a higher expectation to what you do now. Like, if you're struggling and everything like that, go find another job. And for those people who say, oh, I can't find another job, you know, nobody will hire me, are you even trying? Like, both the manufacturing jobs that I got hired at 2. I had no experience with operating machines at all. Like, the only machine I freaking operated ever before I went to Cooper Container to start with was a freaking industrial size freaking dishwasher, and it has 2 buttons: stop and go. That's it. That's all it does. It either washes shit or it doesn't wash shit. That's all it does. And then I went to Cooper Container, and a majority of the machines there were about the same concept. It's either making boxes or it's not making boxes. All the adjustments and everything like that for, you know, different size boxes and everything like that, you did it by hand. There was no fucking, you know, punching into a computer or whatnot. The job I work now, the machines are a little bit more complex than that. You know, you gotta know math. Duh. If you graduated high school, you should be fine. Like, literally, that's all they're looking for, is people that have a freaking high school diploma. Whether they have experience or not, they will teach you. They will teach you. Trust me. They'll teach you. It is the most boring week of your freaking life, but they'll teach you. Most manufacturing companies, all they look for is somebody that doesn't have a fucked up background, that has a high school diploma, and, you know, the ability to show up to work. Because on top of that, my other rant with all these people want minimum wage to be $15 an hour is nobody wants to put the effort into actually working. Nobody. Well, not really nobody, but a very finite amount of people I have realized will actually, you know, get a job, stay there, work their way up, and succeed in life. Other people, they'll come there, they'll show up for about a week or 2, and then they'll start either showing up late or just stop showing up at all. Or just could be a complete freaking jerk off and then get fired anyways. Like, the turnout rate at Exity is ridiculous, and I don't even blame Exity at this point. I blame the mentality of the people that are applying to this job and getting hired on. Because most people that come there and get hired on and everything like that, they come there and they're like, oh, working 7 days a week is bullshit. Well, okay, bye. You got a manufacturing job. We do work 7 days a week. It is to be expected. You want to work a 5-day-a-week job? Oh, cool. Go find a 5-week job. But me, on the other hand, I accept the fact that I have to work 7 days a week. I mean, it's better income. Granted, yeah, less personal time and everything like that, less time with the wife and kids, but at the same time, it's more income. It helps us get by a lot easier and everything like that. I really wish I didn't have to miss, a day and a half last week, because, like I said, it literally has cut my paycheck in half. Like, the overtime is where my freaking paycheck comes from. If it's not for the overtime, we would literally be homeless right now. It's freaking miserable. But, and that, again, that's a $15 an hour job. Like, I have a family of 4, I make double the minimum wage, and we barely float. Granted, fortunately now, my wife does have a job and everything like that. Granted, it's Firehouse, and she makes $8.50 an hour or something like that. But, it's part-time. She doesn't work full-time. She works part-time, but that's because of the kids and my schedule and everything like that. If she worked full-time, I would never get sleep. And freaking, I would probably have killed the kids by now. Not literally, but, you get what I'm saying. I would have lost my shit by now if she worked full-time. But it's just... It's something that's hard to come by, is the work mentality around people. Because people come into work and then, they don't like one little fucking thing and they just can't fucking deal with it, so they stop showing up at work. I hate my job. I absolutely fucking hate my job. If it wasn't for the pay, I would have left by now. Like, I fucking hate my job. There's nothing more I hate than having to wake up every freaking night and go to work. Trust me. I don't like it. I am completely amazed I have normal blood pressure. Like, my blood pressure is regular. Because I dread every single freaking day I have to show up at that place. But at the same time, I dread every single day I have to miss, because right now, I have no paid time off. They basically made us liquidate whatever the fuck we had left on a freaking week-and-a-half vacation that they gave us. Thank you, XD. Yeah, fucked me. But, I hate my job. But am I gonna, just give up because I hate my job? No, I need the money. And the money is not that bad. If I had a better option, would I leave? Oh, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. But I don't have a better opportunity. And that's what most of these people fail to see, is that, there's not that many opportunities to have a job like this where the bare minimum you will ever get paid is $10.50 an hour. I mean, you start out at $10.50 an hour, and yeah, your life's gonna suck, but hey, you know what? Work your way up that chain. Work your way up, get promoted, start working different jobs. The more responsibilities you take on, the less miserable it is. Because I've come to realize if I get stuck at one machine for too long, I literally start losing my fucking shit. That's why I'm a floater. I am supposed to know everybody's job, because I'm supposed to be able to take over for anybody who decides that they want to take a day off or quit. And, it's not that bad. I mean, like I said, I hate going to work, because that place is so freaking ass backwards sometimes. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, it pays the bills. It does what it's supposed to. Am I going to bitch about it? Oh, yeah, I'm going to bitch about it. But, I'm going to work my ass off. Try to get myself somewhere where, it's not as miserable. And either, work that until I get into a position where my life isn't miserable there, or work there until I find something that is a lot better. And yes, I know, my camera is shaking. My engine's been running rough. I definitely need a tune-up. But again, I can't fucking afford it. Because, again, $15 an hour is still not enough for a family of 4 to survive. Unless she started working and somehow miraculously landed a $15 an hour job working full-time, it's going to be rough for the next while. I mean, hope. This year, I think I will either make right under or right above $40,000 this year. Do I have anything to show for it? And that's honestly where we're at here in America. Is, you know, people want to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, and they're too fucking stupid to realize that $15 an hour doesn't get us anywhere. Like, I am living proof of that. I make $15 an hour. I live in a small ass apartment. We barely get by. I can't apply for food stamps because right now my income and her income combined is too much for us to apply for food stamps. And you know, it's tough. It's tough. And I'll just never understand that mentality. Let's raise minimum wage. All you're going to do is either make everything the same way it is, only, you know, bigger numbers, or it's going to get worse. And my gut feeling is it would only get worse. If we raise minimum wage up to $15 an hour, things would just get worse. Like, the inflation would probably be ridiculous. Like, I don't know what the minimum wage standard for San Francisco is, but in San Francisco, I think it's San Francisco. I could be wrong, but San Francisco has some of the highest living standards in America. If it's not San Francisco, please correct me. But in San Fran, pretty sure it's like either $100,000, $125,000, $150,000 a year is considered low income. Like, I couldn't imagine making $150,000 a year and barely getting by. Like, holy shit. I make $40,000 a year and barely get by. My job, if I was working my job, I would be homeless. $40,000 a year, homeless. In San Francisco. Freaking $150,000, you're borderline homeless. Like, you're barely making it by. So I can't imagine something like that. But nonetheless, you know, these people that don't want to put any effort into their lives and, you know, go out and do something better for themselves. Quit wasting your time on stupid ass degrees. Quit thinking that you need a degree to get by. You do not need a degree to get a career. The best way I've seen it ever put, and I can't remember his name right now because of the lack of sleep, but the guy who did the show Dirty Jobs put it the best way ever. Is, you know, we live in an age that right now it is the best thing for you to do is to not go for your dream job. Do not go for your dream job. Go for a job. Just go get a job. Work your ass off. Work harder than anybody else there. Put in extra overtime, you know, work as much as you can, do as much extra as you can and everything like that, and work your way up. Quit wasting your time and your life and your money trying to find your dream job. Because you'll waste more time trying to do that than actually making it and succeeding in life. Because if you took the time that you would spend, you know, looking for your dream job and everything like that, and actually just instead applied it to a job that, you know, isn't really choice, but hey, you know, it pays the bills, it gets food in your mouth, it keeps a roof over your head, and you worked your ass off and worked your way up in that job, then eventually you'll make it to where, hey, you know, it's not exactly my dream, but it is a dream. It is somebody's dream to be where I'm at right now. Because that's how I feel with Exity. Like, if I can't find anything else, I will just stick it out with Exity. And eventually I'll get somewhere to where fucking I'll be fine. everything will be fine. Because I know the hourly wages max out at, I think, $16.20 something an hour. But that's hourly. And that's level 6 job, 12 years experience. But then you also have salary, which is your supervisor and management. And then you have your office jobs. I don't know what the fuck those pay, if they even pay at all, because half those dickheads never show up when you need them. And then you have your upper management, your bigwigs, the people that show up at first shift at 10 o'clock in the morning, because it doesn't matter when they show up, they still get paid the same amount every freaking week. But there's those jobs too. You can work your way up to where, okay, the best example of this, my dad. He went to school with somebody that started working at White Castle. They started working at White Castle, and after they graduated high school, she said, "No, fuck it, I'm just gonna stay at White Castle, see where it takes me." She stayed at White Castle. Granted, it took a lot of time. She probably had to go through a lot of stupid shit. But she went from, your basic, normal, everyday freaking worker that, came in and just wanted a job for gas money or whatever. She went from your minimum wage worker and has literally climbed all the way up to either 1 or 2 steps below CEO. It took probably 15 years, but, you got to think about it. You got minimum wage, and then you got your shift leader, then you got your supervisor, then you got your management, then you got your district manager, your general management, district manager, and then you got to work your way into corporate, and then work your way up in corporate, and everything like that. But nonetheless, she made it all the way up to where she was third in line to own freaking, literally damn near own White Castle. Pardon me, I'm changing my shoes. But, nonetheless, that is my sleep-deprived rant on minimum wage. If it made absolutely no sense, ignore this. I'm going to watch it later. I don't know whether or not I'm going to upload it, because it is now sitting at fucking damn near 40 minutes long. Holy shit. I've been ranting on forever. But, yeah, I mean, that's all of it in a nutshell for me. I am gonna go inside and unfortunately not sleep. So, well, unless nobody wakes up as soon as I open that door. If nobody wakes up as soon as I open that door, I am sitting on the couch and going to sleep. That is all I'm gonna do until somebody wakes me up and says, "Hey, let's get started on laundry." I don't want to do laundry. We have so much fucking laundry. It's ridiculous. I don't know how we let it get this bad, but oh my god, we have so much laundry. We got freaking 3 sets of bed sheets, freaking all my clothes, all her clothes, all my son's, stepson's clothes, all my daughter's clothes are clean. But, oh my god, it's stupid. It's stupid how much laundry we have. And I gotta pay for that too. Freaking, I might just take it all down to the laundromat, dude, there, and just fall asleep in my car until it's done. I don't know. We'll see. But, I gotta go up there before she starts calling me and freaking out. "Why are you still in your car?" And, well, I will catch you all later. You'll have a good one. Stay safe. Work hard. Play hard. Sleep harder. And if you can go back in time, find my 10-year-old self and kick my 10-year-old self's ass for never wanting to take a nap. He's a dickhead. Sleep is so damn important. You have no idea. But, with all that said, adios. I will see you guys in the next video whenever the fuck I want to get around to it. Bye.